Twisted Timbers at King's Dominion opened in 2018 as the king of miniature RMCs, and the newest RMC to open, Wildcat's Revenge, is RMC's newest roller coaster. So I thought it would be fun to kind of compare these rides because they have a lot of similarities. So I'm going to kind of do a coaster duel-esque video, have different categories, and see which ride executes that category better. And the coaster with the most points by the end of the video is the winner. So without further ado, let's hop straight into the video. Both of these stations actually have a little bit of theming. Twisted Timbers has some baskets and crates of apples, and Wildcat's Revenge has a kind of mural-esque artwork of cats jumping out of the old wooden structure. Overall, I think that I do prefer Twisted Timbers Station a little bit more. It is just a box, but I feel like it's more well executed and has a way better atmosphere than Wildcat's Revenge Station. The next category we will be jumping into is the pre-lift section. Now, a lot of RMCs either have pretty complex pre-lifts that are very fun or very basic pre-lifts that are just a turn out of the station. And both of these rides have very different pre-lifts. Wildcat's Revenge has a few off-axis and twisted airtime hills before going into the lift hill, while Twisted Timbers pre-lift is a turn that focuses on some pretty cool lateral forces. I really liked Twisted Timbers pre-lift section, but I did not think it compared to Wildcat's Revenge's, so there is a point for Wildcat's Revenge. So next we're going to be focusing on the first drop of these coasters. Now, I love the first drop on both of these rides. RMC has really perfected these drops. Sure, they aren't the best drops out there, but they are still very solid. Twisted Timbers offers a barrel roll down drop, which is pretty much a barrel roll at a downwards angle. Now, I do really like these drops. They give some excellent hang time, and I do think Twisted Timbers has a little bit of whip to it too. It is a very fun element and a very good drop for a coaster. Wildcat's Revenge has the more standard straight down drop that is found on a lot of other RMCs, but I still think I found this more enjoyable than Twisted Timbers drop. It sends you out of your seat a lot more, and I feel like it is just a lot better executed drop. I still prefer Wildcat's Revenge's, just because it has more airtime, and it is just an overall more fun drop in my opinion. Now, let's talk about the airtime, because both of these coasters are RMCs, so you know they're going to be packed full of airtime moments. Wildcat's Revenge has that massive camelback after the underflip, and 2 wave turns, a step up, a double down, and a crazy 2 bunny hill finale. But overall, I think I'm going to have to go with Twisted Timbers here, with its 20 airtime moments, triple camelback hills, trick track double up, and so much more. This ride really is all about the airtime, while Wildcat's Revenge is a little more diverse. Twisted Timbers just throws you around like a ragdoll, and I would say that it easily wins this category. Since both of these rides are RMCs, they both have inversions. Twisted Timbers has 3, and Wildcat's Revenge sports 4, which is tied for the most inversions on an RMC in the United States with Air Force One and Steel Vengeance. Wildcat's Revenge sports a 0G stall, 2 snappy 0G rolls, and the world's largest underflip. While Twisted Timbers has a barrel roll down drop that gives good hang time, a cutback which is pretty much Steel Vengeance's stall just sideways, and a 0G roll. Overall, both these rides have great inversions, but I think I'm going to have to give the point to Wildcat's Revenge for both the quality and quantity of inversions. RMC is known for creating rides with relentless pacing, and both of these coasters are no exception. Wildcat's Revenge absolutely tears through its layout, and all of its elements pop because of how strong the pacing is. Twisted Timbers also has phenomenal pacing, but it seems like the pacing does kind of die down by the end of the ride. The last few bunny hops give very weak ejector airtime, so I feel as if Wildcat's Revenge uses its pacing a lot better, so yet again we have another point to Wildcat's Revenge. Like most RMCs, these rides are very aggressive and try to just throw you out of your seat the entire ride. And I appreciate that about most of these rides, especially because all these rides that were RMC'd used to be old boring wooden coasters, and both the rides that we are mentioning here, Twisted Timbers and Wildcat's Revenge, both replaced some of the worst wooden coasters in the history of Earth. It's just crazy to me that RMC can build such aggressive coasters out of old boring wooden coasters. And honestly, these two rides are some of the most aggressive RMCs I have ridden. You get pulled through these relentless and snappy inversions and get tossed around through these off-axis airtime moments. Overall, both these rides are super aggressive, but once again, I'm going to have to give a point to Wildcat's Revenge. For our last category, we just have pure fun factor. This category is all about how much fun you will have on the ride. Both of these coasters are RMCs, so they are very fun and enjoyable ride experiences, but Wildcat's Revenge does have a couple jarring moments that can be a little much for the GP. And one of the moments is this double down. It moves slightly to the left with no banking, so you get very strong lateral forces while being pulled down to the ground with ejector airtime. This was a little bit uncomfortable the first time I rode it, but I still loved it. But I understand why people might not like this element as much. Also, the hop into the brake run has a strong dose of lateral forces with a quick jolt to the left. This can also be a little bit uncomfortable, especially if you're in the back rows, but if you ride it a bunch of times, you'll kind of get used to it. But because of these reasons, Twisted Timbers will win this category. Twisted Timbers is an all-around fun ride. There's nothing uncomfortable about this. It is just an all-around great time. And with that being said, Wildcat's Revenge will still win this coaster duel 5-3. This was a great matchup, and both these rides are outstanding. If you guys have different opinions, feel free to post in the comments. I would love to see what your opinions are. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.